I'd like to call the November 11th meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education to order at 7:01 p.m. Pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 2, I'd like to entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Made by Greg Schauer, seconded by
I thought you had
Michelle
an adjusted.
what?
I thought you had an adjusted one.
No, the agenda. We're adopting the
Oh,
agenda.
the agenda, yeah.
Okay. Seconded by Michelle Lucian. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of October 14th, 2020 with the following corrections. Number 11, Board Liaison Reports, Mrs. Condrea Florenciani. Under Eli Terry Junior Middle School, the PTA is seeking 25 members. A letter was also sent asking for donations. Under the Booster Club, looking at adjusting senior night, possibly hold earlier in the season. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Who's that?
Michelle.
Michelle Lucian. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Second by Cindy. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Mr. Schauer does abstain. Motion passes. Item number 4 on the agenda, the presentation, the review of energy conservation program with Mr. Sandshaw. Are we doing this virtual, Mr. Trudeau?
Yes, we're going to try.
Okay.
Marty, can you hear us?
And also, is it possible to turn down my microphone a little bit?
Yes, please.
Hi, Marty, can you hear us? Input, nothing's muted on there.
Do we see Mr. Sandshaw?
Hear me now?
There he is.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Okay. If everybody can hear me, first of all, I want to thank the board for allowing me to present to you. I know you have a lot on your plate with COVID problems that we have in our country. But our program mission was to change culture from unintentional waste to intentional conservation. I believe we've achieved that, and I'd like to give you an example of that. Last Friday or last Thursday, when the decision was made to can go to learning at the Terryville High School, immediately our maintenance department switched over to unoccupied conservation.
Mr. Sandshaw, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're cutting in and out. You're very broken up.
So, hear me now? Maybe, I don't know.
Try again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I will go a little bit closer to the computer. But anyway, our maintenance department immediately went into unoccupied mode in our schools, which allows our buildings to be protected for abnormal heat or cooling, but allows the areas that have to be used to be comfortable for the using them. So 20 years ago, we probably wouldn't do that. But we're doing that now, and my hat's off to the maintenance department because immediately they did that. Thank you. I'm going to go on to the slides now.
Did we lose Mr. Sandshaw?
No, I'm here.
Okay, all right.
Our goals were to, when we started this program, was to reduce use by 20 to 25% from a base year of 2008. To present date, to present, we've accomplished 29.3% for our base year. The previous fiscal year, 2018-2019, we had a reduction in use of 29.9%. And this year here, with our COVID reduction restrictions, we're up to 42%. We are meeting our goals. I believe we've achieved our mission. Summaries, I don't want to take a lot of time because I know you have a lot on your plate. But in 2018, 2019, our electric use was over 2 million, almost $3 million, and we used a little over 2.25 million kilowatt hours. We had a savings of $95,000. Our therms were down. Fuel oil was down by 33%. So we're doing very, very well. Our BTUs for the CO2 emissions, we avoided 8,690 million BTUs. 2019, 2020, we were estimated to use just a little under 3 million kilowatt hours. I apologize for the misplacing of the comma, but we used just a little over 2 million. So we had a saving, a reduction of about 30.8%. Savings of $133,000 and almost 134. Fuel oil was down 47.5%. And again, our BTUs, our million BTUs, we avoided 11,919 million BTUs. So we're not only saving energy use and seeing some savings from it, but we're affecting our environment, which is, it comes and goes, and the media, but we've avoided 190 metric tons of CO2 in 2018, 2019, 494 million metric tons of CO2 this last fiscal year. The next two slides are something that Sarah Bessick is asking us, not us, but all of their clients to look at, is the use of our buildings when they're not occupied with students. We know that there has to be some occupied classrooms, but to take and minimize it. So our shutdown of 2019, between June and August, we had a district use of 498 kilowatt hours. It cost us a little over $79,000. The high school used 280, let's say 280 kilowatt hours. It cost approximately 50% of that. So, and we know that Terryville High School is our flagship. A lot of organizations use it. Our administration is there all the time. But if we can take and look at the use of our buildings, we should be able to see use, which will relate to a savings. And restrictions, becomes evident of what we could do if we were able to minimize our use of our flagship. Between June and August of this year here, the district used 370,000 kilowatt hours. It cost us 43,000. The high school used 222, almost 223 kilowatt hours. It cost us 26. So it shows we've been talking about this here for a long time, and we just couldn't put our hands around it. You know, it was always somebody's of what we could say, but COVID has given us the opportunity to actually look at what we could possibly say if we minimize the use of our flagship building, if you call it. So that's basically my presentation. If there's any questions, I'd be only glad to entertain them.
So to summarize, Mr. Sandshaw, we are ahead of our projected goals that you had set in the beginning, and we are looking further to save further, and we're able to reduce our CO2 emissions by quite a bit through your efforts.
Mr. Chairman, it's not my efforts. We're all in this thing together. It's the students, it's the staff, it's the administration, it's the board, and it's just all of us working together. All I am is a spokesperson and putting numbers out to show what we can do. And if I see something going astray, I bring it up and say, hey, could we take a look at this here? So it's not just me, it's everybody.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Sandshaw? No? Well, thank you for being that spokesperson, Mr. Sandshaw. Thank you for the presentation. Job well done.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And Rich, thank you very much for
It went perfect. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Moving along to item number 5, the superintendent's update. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Turner.
Thank you. First, I wanted to welcome Matt as our new business manager officially. So he had his first ad hoc committee meeting before this board meeting. So he's been here since Monday, hit the ground running, and so we're really happy to have you, Matt, and we're happy to have David here as well to continue to help us out and give Matt support with some of the things and systems and processes that we're going to have to be learning. So thank you, Matt. We're happy to have you. I wanted to report that our grants have been approved by the state, our ESSER grant and our CRF grant. We aren't able to draw the funds down yet, but they have been approved, so that's very good news. As I reported in my weekly update, we brought our Smart Start preschool students full in, so they are coming just as our K-8 students are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. They had been in the hybrid model because the classroom that they were using is a little on the small side. So we were able to, with the help of the custodians at Plymouth Center School and teachers and support staff, get those classrooms packed up within a day or two and moved. So the students started this past Monday, and things have been reported to be going well, and we're happy to have them with us for their full days for 4 days a week now. I received an update about winter sports on Monday night. Superintendents received an email from the Department of Public Health. They have put out some guidelines that the CIAC has been waiting for. As you know, they delayed the start. They were supposed to begin on November 21st. The CIAC is now going to meet, I believe, on the 17th of November to go over these guidelines and then to make some recommendations and decisions for what winter sports might look like. The National Assessment of Educational Progress, or NAEP, as you might have heard before, testing. It's the nation's report card is another way people know that testing. We received word from the Commissioner of Education that Plymouth Center School grade 4 students have been selected to have this test administered sometime between the end of January and the middle of March. They will be coming, what they do when they do NAEP testing, and Center School has been through it before, is they send out a team of people to actually do everything as far as the test administration goes. So they bring all the equipment that they'll need. They have been, in the commissioner's letter, they've been saying that they are prepared with safeguards for COVID, which we would hope that they would be. So when we get closer to that time and we get notification of when they will be coming, I will be sure to let you know, but that will be coming up at some point the end of January to March. And these are assessments in reading and math. I also updated you quickly about our remote learning plan. We continue to work on those plans that we could use for weather-related closures, should we decide to do that, and COVID closures. The structure includes more synchronous learning for all students, so it's going to look very different from what our learning looked like in March through June. As you know, there was not a lot of live teaching that was going on then. So this is actually very well detailed by the state. The structure and requirements dictate what those remote days need to look like for each grade level in order for them to count as school days. So we need to follow those guidelines should we go full remote, or if we decide to use any weather-related closure days as school days. Otherwise, we would have to make them up. So once those plans are finalized, we'll share them with parents, we'll get them on the website, we'll share them with you so that you can take a look at them. And last but not least, just a quick COVID update. As you know, the numbers in Plymouth are continuing to increase, and we're in the red, as they say. We were surrounded by red for a while, so I feel like we did a really nice job of staying orange, if that makes any sense. But now, unfortunately, we are red. We had to contact Trace last week, as you know, and I think the team did a really nice job doing that. We were, we had been training for that and prepared for that, and so when it came down to actually having to do it, it went well, and I can't thank the team of people I mentioned in my update to you who did such a great job with that. The closures in the state mostly are related to a lack of staff when they need to quarantine, which is why we had to close the high school. When you have to quarantine teachers, which at the high school we had 5 or 6 that we had to quarantine, we don't have subs to cover for those teachers. And that's what's happening not just here but everywhere in the state. I actually have a Litchfield County Superintendent meeting Friday, and the commissioner will be coming to our meeting. And we continue to bring this concern to the State Department and the commissioner's attention. And it's something I know you hear on the news every night. But that is mostly why many districts and schools within a district are having to close and go to remote, because they just don't have the staff to teach in the classroom. Anybody have any questions for me? Thank you.
Well done, thank you. All right, item number 6 on the agenda, student representatives. Do we have anybody on the line?
We have Gina, Liliana, and Tyler. I can just go right down the line.
Sounds great.
Gina, I'm going to start with you. Now I tried hitting ask to unmute.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep.
So we just wanted to start off by giving everyone a quick reminder and showing support for the THS Booster Club. So tickets for the December calendar raffle that's going on should be purchased by November 23rd, and they can be purchased through any athlete, and the winners are picked and contacted each day of December.
Okay. Thank you. Is that all, Gina?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Liliana, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hi there, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Hello.
All right, I'm just going to provide a quick update on sports. The high school's fall sports just wrapped up. Unfortunately, we didn't have any tournaments this year because of COVID, but the athletes were still really grateful that they were able to play, and everybody was really cooperative with all of our rules. For winter sports, we are unsure how they're going to be held, but we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that they happen. And then we were also asked to give a quick note about how distance learning is going. And I'd say that it's going really well in my own experience, and I know that my peers would say the same. Everybody's adjusted really well, and both the teachers and students are being really understanding with assignments and understanding the new schedule. And I think that overall it was a pretty smooth transition.
Well, that is good to hear. Any comments for Tyler? Or Liliana, rather? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Tyler, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Can everybody hear me?
We can hear you. Hello, Tyler.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to talk about Spirit Week and then my kind of perspective on distance learning. So we're going to have a virtual Spirit Week this coming week. It's going to be a little different, but it's still going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a superhero day, a mathlete versus athlete day, and then we have a color wars every year, which each grade dresses up with their own color. So we're going to submit pictures and go to our online classes in our different costumes. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then my distance learning experience has been pretty good. It was like a seamless transition. There was no hiccups. The computers have been working. Everybody knew exactly what would happen because of the really good communication between administration and the teachers and us. And it's just nice to kind of see and learn with our other cohort friends, because I don't know if you guys have ever thought about it, but we don't see kind of the other half of our grades, and it was nice to see everybody on Monday and Tuesday and say.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay. Item number 7, public comment. If you call in, hit *9 or raise your hand on the Zoom meeting. Please remember that if you do call in, to state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. And we're going to limit to 3 minutes per speaker.
Mr. Chair, we have no public participants tonight.
Thank you. So hearing no public comment, we're going to move along to unfinished business. I'm going to entertain a motion to approve policy P4118.237A and 4218.237.514.8. This is the policy that deals with the face mask and covering. The first reading was last month. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right. Motion made by Karen Kalesa, seconded by Greg Showers. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
All right, Melissa Kreml is a no, and Josiah Elsegar is also a no. All right, motion does carry. Any abstentions? All right, motion carries. New business. To entertain a motion to authorize Mrs. Lucian, Board of Education Secretary, to execute the authorized signatures change form with revisions pertaining to the ED-099 agreement to the Child Nutrition Program. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
By Melissa Johnson. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Greg Showers. I have a second. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay. Item number B under new business. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the gift of a Roland large format vinyl inkjet printer cutter donated by Laurentano Sign in accordance with Board of Education policy P3280 and R3280, and that the board authorize the intern superintendent of schools to send a letter of appreciation to the donor. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
By Melissa Johnson. Do I have a second? By Melissa Kreml. Any discussion on the motion? You want to speak?
Sure. This came to us from Chris Perkins. He was very excited about it. He gave some details about any kind of annual maintenance or repairs, which the amounts he gives are pretty minimal, $25 to $50. They were very excited to have this piece of equipment, and we're very grateful to Laurentano Sign for their donation.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion or questions? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay. Item number 10 on the agenda, board member and committee reports. Finance and operations, we spoke in the committee upstairs in depth, in more detail, but we're going to come on up and you can give us a summary. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thanks for the opportunity to present this to you. Prior to the meeting, I put in
Right at the podium.
first time.
First time, listen, now, you got it down now.
Won't happen again.
All right.
Prior to the meeting, I put in front of you a spreadsheet that should look familiar from your last meeting that David put together. And what I did along with this is I added in October's expenditures, so you'll see the budget number in the first column of 755, 559. Actual expenses through October 31st, we're running about 28% of the overall budget. So if you consider the fact that we're about a third of the year through, we're a little bit below the 33%. And the big changes in the encumbrances, you'll see that it's a significant jump from the last spreadsheet. That's because we were able to put all the payroll encumbrances in through the end of the year. Right now, it looks as if the report that you got last month is similar to this month. We're looking pretty good, but with COVID-19, we're being very cautious and conservative as we move forward.
Any questions? Comments? All right. Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you.
Nice job. All right, the personnel report handed in your packet. Do you have anything to add you would like to talk about on the personnel report?
Just that, as you can see, we included the 3 new hires that we have at Plymouth Center School for when we went to full in-person learning. We needed to split the classes apart a little bit more. We continue to look for subs and district building subs. And I'm excited to report that we were able to find someone to take the family and consumer science with culinary experience position. Those are really hard to find.
Yeah.
So the person we hired has experience, and she's from New Mexico, so she will be here. She is from Connecticut, moving back. So she will be here and ready to start right after Thanksgiving.
Excellent.
So we're excited to have her.
All right. To those of who left, good luck in your future endeavors, and those new people, welcome aboard. Any other comments? All right. Second public comment. Mr. Trudeau.
There are no public participating right now.
Thank you very much. All right, moving along to item number 12, board liaison reports, and I get to go first. Harry S. Fisher School, spoke with the president of that organization, and they extended their Charleston Wrap fundraiser one more week. It ends this Friday. They set a goal of $2,000, which they did meet. They lowered their goal as they didn't know how well it would be doing it 100% online. They are also working with Spiritware fundraiser. Dates are being determined depending on the COVID-19 situation and how fast shipping will be from their vendor. We are doing a staff-only fleece pullover embroidered with a nice logo. If a Board of Ed member would like one, they will share the link to them as well. So that's nice. No December meeting, so they're going to enjoy the holidays. G&B did their school pictures, and they came out great. The retakes are in December. They have a new yearbook company called Tree Ring. They plant a tree for every yearbook sold. So that's pretty unique to hear. And they are looking forward to the 2021 and are hoping we are able to run our school store the second half of the year.
They plant the tree at the school?
No,
Okay.
just in general.
In general, okay.
We use that in my school too, so.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, so moving along, Mr. Elsegaard, Plymouth Center School.
The Plymouth Center Schools update is that their Halloween door decorating contest went very well. First, second, and third places got some prizes. Fall pictures, as you said, apparently went great. Their Scholastic Book Fair that was 100% online was successful, especially considering it was virtual. They are looking forward to the Spirit Wear for, I'm sure, Spirit Week that Tyler was mentioning, and they're looking for shirts and masks to get to be a part of that. And also, completely unrelated to anything they plan to talk about, I asked them something about how school was going, and I used my little brothers down in Florida as a comparison. They're in 7th grade, and they're brand new to school where they are, because they used to be in Virginia. And I asked if Plymouth was doing well at integrating new kids with all these restrictions, because my little brothers are apparently having a really hard time making some friends, even though, like me, they were very popular in high school, or they're in middle school. But they're actually finding a tough time, and they tell me they can't make any friends because lunch, everyone's separated so far from each other. There's no chances to talk in class. But they were insisting to me that Plymouth is doing terrific with that. They said there's 0 complaints about that type of thing, and kids are doing well, and the parents love it, and all they hear is good things, and that all the kids are happy to be back.
That's great. Thank you. Mrs. Condre Florenciani, you got the floor.
So for the middle school, they're all set up with Venmo and PayPal to try and keep things easy for everyone. We're up to 20 PTA members. We sent out a donation letter last week, and we received quite a few. We're still continuing with that. We have the calendar fundraiser that we are looking for donations now. We'll be selling them in December, and the giveaway will be for January. So if anyone has any gift certificates that they're not using, or any items that they would like to donate, the dollar amount is $25 to $50. And that's it for the middle school. And then for the Booster Club, they're selling face masks, and they're also selling the same calendar that I kind of just explained for the middle school, but theirs is for sale now, and their giveaway is for the month of December. They have Christmas trees and cash and a bunch of gift certificates. Their calendar is really nice, so it's $5 a ticket for theirs as well. If you haven't become a member yet for the Booster Club, you need to become a member to be able to apply for scholarships. So now is the time to do that. You need to be a member for at least 3 years. So even though sports are a little bit tough right now, it's $3 to become a member, so become a member. And that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Mrs. Kreml, Cape? Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Colessa, Taylorville High School.
Yes, so Terryville High School PTSA met, and much like all the other schools, it's about fundraising and how to be successful with that online. They have a fundraiser that is starting right now that's running through December, the middle of December, in order for delivery for Christmas for pies and breads. And then they have one set up for February, which is one of those multi-product fundraisers. So please be looking for those online to support our Terryville High School seniors for a possible gathering at the end of the year. Whatever they end up being able to do, we would like them to be able to have the funds to be able to do that. Also, they are promoting that both students and parents join the PTSA. In order to be eligible for a PTSA scholarship, you must be a member, and also involvement is important as well. So please support our seniors, and so we can give them any kind of celebration that is possible at the end of this year.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Mrs. Crown.
CABE is offering another series of webinars for November and December. They're recording the webinars now, so you don't have to attend at the time that they're originally being held. The December webinars are the board's role in the budget process, which will be December 2nd, and then on December 7th, it will be the board's role in advocacy.
Thank you. Mrs. Johnson, I heard we had a lengthy one.
It is
lengthy.
that true? Okay, so it was last Thursday, so they reported out that the Head Start non-federal share waiver was given to us, and it helps cover the partnership costs. So some of the money comes here, so that that's good. Most likely, we don't have typically a December meeting, so we probably won't have it, so we'll start in January. We're hoping after January maybe to have hybrid meetings, we'll see. We never know. If we do start having hybrid meetings, we have to actually rewrite our bylaws, so that's going to be worked on. So this is directly for Plymouth. So the membership, every district has to pay membership to be a part of Ed Advance. And this year we pay $2,572. Next year we pay $25.26. So we actually are going to save $45 because our numbers have gone down. So we're actually pretty much everybody across the board except for a few districts. The COVID update for their office and overall, the agency is reviewing all departments to see how they work, how they fit into the budget, because they're afraid if they get hit again, they might have to have furloughs or actually lay off people this time. They're not going to be able to get another hit like this. Under school program services, during the RESC curriculum meeting, I learned this, there was information given by the director of the State Department of Education about the teacher evals that will be flexible this year and possibly continue out thereafter. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I got that right. And also, they do work at Ed Advance for curriculum, and they've done it for a few districts, and there's a curriculum company, a development company called Newzella, and they're actually looking at the curriculum work that Ed Advance is doing and possibly mirroring that and adding it. So they're working with them right now. This is interesting that nobody's talked about it here, but I thought it was an interesting topic. So under food services, there is a push for districts to basically provide meals on snow days, and that's almost impossible, but the state is possibly revising their push for it, but they are not requiring it, but they are highly suggesting that we do that, and it would be reimbursable, and especially if we call a school day ahead of time, if the kids can go home with a meal. So it's not required, but they're actually suggesting we do that. Under tech, they just hired somebody new, and they're upgrading their software, and especially for their financial software, they're redoing that. Under facilities, they're basically just watching what the governor's doing. There's nothing they can do until the governor gives us directions. They're working on some HR stuff, best practices. They're going to be putting together some training for districts, and most of it will be online. And then I know that you got this and you got this, but we got our report. Every year you get a report about each district you're from. And basically this is every service that Ed Advance offers our district. So if anybody's interested, I have a copy. And that's it.
Oh, that wasn't so bad.
No.
Oh, all right. Thanks. All right. Mr. Showers, anything on the district safety committee?
I have no idea when or if we're gonna meet.
Okay.
COVID's screwing up everything.
Yeah.
All right, well put. All right. All right, moving along to item number 13, board comments. We'll start with Mr. Showers. Any board comments?
No, I'm fine.
You're good? All right. Mrs. Johnson?
I don't know, but go ahead.
You don't know?
I don't
All
know.
right.
I'm good.
Mrs. Lotion?
I just wanted to thank Mrs. Turner and her team for doing the contact tracing correctly and, securing the health of the students and the teachers and everybody in the school system.
Cindy?
I just had down for welcome Matt to the team, and I had down for election day. It was really nice to come and see all of the kids that were here. You kind of think of election day as a bunch of old people behind a computer, but there was a bunch of kids outside, a bunch of kids inside. It was really nice. It went really smooth. I think I came here about 5 times that day because I was the food Uber for all the kids. And there was really no lines, and it went really, really well. Staff emailing, so I didn't get onto the conference call email list on time for tonight and for next week, and I emailed the teachers, and they're amazing. They're emailing at 9 o'clock at night, you can log on at this time. They don't have to be up at all hours of the night answering parents' emails, And if they're answering mine, I'm sure they're answering other people. So that was really nice that I was able to get on the conference calls, and that they added me in because I'm not paying attention to stuff. So that's pretty much it. Everyone's doing a really good job.
I have nothing.
Mr. Elsinger?
Nope.
No?
All right, so I just want to thank David for all your hard work. I appreciate it, and welcome Matt. Found out Matt and I we know the same person. One of his family members is a good friend of ours. So, but I wanted to thank you guys for all the hard work, and thank you for answering all my questions at the last meeting. So I appreciate it. So.
All right. So I would like to thank everybody again for all their hard work. I know that these are tough times, from the students to the staff to the custodians, the entire staff, the parents at home. I know that sometimes this isn't easy for you as well. So thank you, hang in there, and hopefully we'll be over this shortly. The next thing that I would like to say is I'd like to thank the veterans out there. It's Veterans Day today. I did receive a phone call thinking that the school system forgot the veterans. They did not. The elementary schools were doing presentations virtually. I know in the past we've had veterans come in and speak, and when it's safe, we will be looking to do that as well. So I'd like to, personally thank all the veterans out there, and that you definitely were not forgotten and won't be forgotten. Okay. So moving along. The next board meeting is scheduled for December 9th, 2020 at 7 p.m. in the cafeteria here. That may change depending on the numbers. We may decide to do a Zoom meeting, virtual. I think that's what we're leaning towards. So that will be announced. Watch that, and I am more than confident that that's going to be a Zoom meeting next month. Okay. All right. Item number 15. I'd like to entertain a motion to enter into the executive session at 7:43 p.m. to discuss the addendum to the facility director's agreement as discussed at the ad hoc subcommittee meeting, inviting in Mrs. Turner, intern superintendent, Mr. Fiorillo, and intern business manager, and Mr. Tenza, the business manager. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
By Greg Showers, seconded by Melissa Johnson. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, we are now in executive session.